This is the gospel according to the IRS, Breaking Points and Church Financial Updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood and Breaking Points.
I'm Michael Chitwood. Welcome to Breaking Points. We've been talking about your church being incorporated or unincorporated. And the point that surrounds that is the point that deals with, should you meet the 14 ecclesiastical points in order? Remember, Congress shall establish no law establishing or respecting of religion. Therefore, you have the right to declare yourself as a church. Then, if you choose to be incorporated or unincorporated, that's your choice to make. Also, yesterday, we were just totally bombarded by phone calls. We had this one trustee to give us a call, and he says, "What do you mean by B&O and E&O?" Well, I thought everybody pretty much knew that. Well, come to find out, these trustees, of course, we know what most of these trustees know about this subject. They're good people. They really are. And I love board members and trustees, but they don't know a whole lot about this subject. But I am glad that they're willing to learn and they're willing to improve their knowledge level. But B&O stands for this. Grab your pad and pen, by the way. This is Breaking Points. Some new hot tax tips. And that is, B&O stands for Board of Directors and Officers Insurance. And E&O is Errors and Omissions Insurance. I will tell you this, it's very, very expensive, and I want you to check with your insurance carrier and make sure that they may offer that. I can tell you this, there's not any kind of insurance that you can purchase regarding the omission of filing forms with the IRS. In other words, you can't have insurance and expect the insurance company to pay your penalties. That's just a lack of knowledge there. And there's no reason why that your house should be out of order, because I will tell you this, as you go through this, you're going to find out that this is not as difficult as you think it is. The only problem is you don't know how, you don't know when, and most of you don't even know where to start. But I can tell you this, don't delay another day from getting your house in order. So let's begin. Yesterday I gave you 7 points, the criteria of becoming a church, and the distinct legal existence of that religious part that Congress can establish no law respecting or regarding your status as religious. Number 7 was given to you yesterday. I gave you 1 through 7. There's 14. Let's begin with number 8. So grab a pad and pen. Let's get started if we can. On number 8, I want you to make a note there. Number 8 is ordained ministers must be selected after completing a prescribed course of study. All of the ordained ministers. Now, please note there that we need to understand a little bit of a definition here. The word ordained, licensed, or commissioned, or even an exhorter, minister of the gospel. It doesn't say just men. Men or a lady or a woman can be ordained, licensed, commissioned, or an exhorter, minister of the gospel. If they are, then they should have had a prescribed course of study involved in that. Number 9, a literature of its own. And therefore, it's important for you to make sure that you have that material. We need the right kind of material. Whatever yours is, whatever God's put in your heart, whatever your organization is wanting you to put to the people. You got to have something in writing. That's the material. Number 10, established place of worship. You have to have an established place of worship. A lot of you don't know that many of the mega churches today, I have one mega church that I represent, 20,000 members, started in 1983. The man's my very best friend. Guess what? He started with 3 people in his home. And I'm going to tell you something right now. God just told me to tell you this. There's a lot of you out there that you're not big thinkers. You're not big dreamers. Let me tell you something. You've got to dream big. You know why? Because you've got a big God. God doesn't dream small for you. God doesn't think small for you. You've got a big God out there. Think big. Think big. Dream big, because God can do anything. If God be for you, who in the world can be against you? Now, the next item here, number 11, a regular congregation. You have to have a regular congregation. Now, I know you're going to have some to come and some to go. You always have some that doesn't like this and doesn't like that. Have you ever noticed how that some people know more about running a church than you do? Well, it's funny that God didn't give them the vision. God gave you the vision. And therefore, that vision needs to be carried out by you. The vision comes from God Almighty into your heart. And Pastor, you're supposed to give the vision to the people, not the head trustee. The next item on the list, a regular religious service. Regular religious service. Number 13, Sunday schools for the religious instruction of our young. A Sunday school for the regular religious instruction of the young. And number 14, schools for the preparation of its ministers. You can have all of that rolled up into one particular item, the 14 ecclesiastical points that we call it the 14 criteria points of becoming a church. Then the next question, should you be incorporated or should you not be incorporated? We're going to take that up tomorrow. So next time, this is Michael Chitwood.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.